Chosen one, you've done more than you even realize. And now, heaven has responded with more than you dared to dream. You've crossed an invisible line in the spirit realm. You have entered into a dimension where lack no longer rules you, where delay is over, and overflow begins to flood every area of your life. Big money is not a maybe anymore. It's not a fantasy. It has arrived. It's here. It's real. It's yours. This message is not a coincidence, and your soul knows it. It resonates because your entire life has been preparing for this moment of arrival. You are not watching this video by accident. You were divinely led here because you are in alignment with a breakthrough that has already been dispatched. You've stepped into the frequency of miracles. So watch this video till the end and write your warmest wishes and the number 99 in the comments, because this is your declaration that your wish is alive and the universe is moving to energize it, amplify it, and bring it into your physical reality. Let this video be your confirmation that your manifestation is not only possible, it's inevitable. This isn't a dream anymore. This is the beginning of your financial reign. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. There's something unique about the way you've been handled by life. You've gone through cycles of almosts and not yets. People saw your potential, but didn't always see your pain. They didn't see the nights you sowed seeds in silence, or the moments you gave when you had almost nothing left. But the divine saw everything, and the return on your inner investment is not coming. It has come. You've won more. Not because you begged for it, not because you chased it, but because you were always marked to receive it. Big money has arrived in your vibration. That means you're not waiting on a blessing anymore. You are the blessing, and now the money is drawn to you. This is magnetic wealth. This is supernatural pay. This is reward for who you've become. You've risen in frequency. And now the energy of abundance has found you because you finally believe you're worthy of it. You didn't compromise your soul. You didn't chase after things that weren't meant for you. You waited on divine timing. You trusted, even when you felt forgotten. And now? Now the spotlight of heaven is on your name, and the prize is being dropped at your doorstep. You're walking into unexpected deposits, surprise transfers, open doors that were previously sealed, and golden opportunities that feel tailor-made just for you. Don't be surprised when a check shows up in the mail. Don't be surprised when an email changes your financial future. You are chosen, and chosen ones don't beg for breadcrumbs. They are handed the keys to vaults. You've entered into a spiritual season of repayment. Everything that was stolen is being returned, multiplied. Everything that was denied is being approved, immediately. Everything that was stuck is being loosed, supernaturally. Big money is the language of this new season. This isn't just about receiving bills paid. It's about financial overflow that leaves a legacy. It's about walking into boardrooms and blessing nations. You're not being paid back just for what you did. You're being paid back for who you are. And that payment is large. There's a reason why so many obstacles surrounded your past. It wasn't because you were unworthy. It was because you were being protected and hidden. God didn't want the enemy to sabotage your inheritance. So you were delayed, not denied. You were slowed down, not shut out. And now that you've passed the test, now that you've matured in spirit and in strength, your reward is being delivered in full. What you feel in your spirit right now is confirmation. The tingling sensation in your chest, the tears rising up, the internal yes. That's your soul agreeing with truth. Big money doesn't just mean dollar signs. It means peace. It means freedom. It means access. It means rest. It means you won't have to explain your worth anymore. Your results will speak louder than words ever could. You've crossed into an energetic plane where your money multiplies while you sleep, where your bank account reflects your divine identity, where what once seemed like miracles now become normal. You'll wake up and find the thing you once begged for now shows up uninvited. That's the kind of abundance that has touched your life. You didn't miss your moment. You were preserved for it. And this message is your proof. This is not hype. This is prophecy. Your soul wouldn't be agreeing if it wasn't already happening in another realm. You've already won. Big money has already moved into your atmosphere. The call has already gone out, and the angels have already been dispatched with the wealth in their hands. This is your divine wealth transfer. It doesn't matter who doubts you, who rejected you, or who mocked your belief. What matters is that you never gave up. And now, heaven is celebrating you with a downpour of blessing. You were not chosen to struggle forever. You were not designed to live check to check. That season is over. Your name has been written on the documents of divine prosperity, and there's a signature from heaven that says, paid in full. You owe nothing to lack anymore. You owe nothing to struggle. You're in financial alignment now. Money is no longer your master, it is your servant. You've mastered the vibration of worthiness, and the universe is responding accordingly. When you walk into rooms now, favor follows. When you speak, opportunities chase your voice. When you imagine, heaven takes it as a request. You're on a new level, and this level doesn't tolerate delay. You are in the territory of acceleration. What would have taken 5 years is going to show up in 5 days. What was stuck in paperwork will suddenly be approved. What was lost will be found with increase. You've got to get ready, because you're not just going to be financially blessed for you. You're going to fund visions, build empires, bless strangers, and rewrite your entire family's financial story. You've become a vessel of wealth. Money flows through you. And because you've stayed pure and surrendered, you'll never run dry. This is your moment. Say it aloud to yourself. Big money has arrived. I receive it. I claim it. I live in it. That declaration alone opens spiritual gates. Every time you affirm your abundance, the invisible forces of heaven work on your behalf. Don't you dare look back. Don't rehearse your trauma. You're not who you were. You're not where you were. You're in the middle of your divine payday. Your hands will touch what your heart prayed for. Your life will echo the sound of answered prayers. Your wallet, your home, your future. It's all being filled with divine deposits. Big money has arrived, and it didn't come from chance. It came because you are the chosen one. The reason you've felt a shift in your energy, a sudden sense of peace, or even the urge to celebrate without knowing why, it's because your spirit picked up what your eyes haven't seen yet. Your wealth has already arrived in the unseen, and now it's simply making its way into form. You've stepped into prophetic timing, where things manifest not based on effort, but on identity. Because of who you are, doors have to open. Because of the light within you, resources have to flow. Because of the destiny on your name, money has to obey. The financial freedom that's arriving isn't just about more, it's about dominion. You're not just going to experience financial relief. You're going to dominate the atmosphere around you with wealth. You'll have more than enough. You'll bless others without thinking twice. You'll live in overflow because you've tapped into the source, not the system. The source is divine. The source is limitless. The source never runs out. And because you're plugged into it now, neither will you. You're becoming a magnet for big money. It's not random. It's energetic. It's spiritual law responding to your spiritual growth. The universe doesn't delay what is aligned. You've shifted within, and now everything outside must shift too. You'll notice that money comes easier, decisions are clearer, deals move faster, and new streams start to appear without strain. That's the sign of divine compensation kicking in. You've gone through cycles of being overlooked, underpaid, and misunderstood, and now you're about to be over-rewarded, oversupplied, and overjoyed. God saw your consistency, your patience, your secret generosity, and now heaven has decided to compensate you in front of everyone who thought your wait was wasted. But nothing was wasted. Every delay was interest being added to your spiritual account. Now it's being released in one massive wave. You're not the same person who was scraping by or second-guessing your worth. That version of you has expired. You've been upgraded in silence. You've been trained in the shadows. And now you're being presented in light. It's your time to receive at a level you've never seen before. Not just for survival. Not just for comfort. But for destiny-level abundance. Big money doesn't make you different. It reveals who you really are. And what it's going to reveal to the world is the truth that's been inside you all along. That you are royalty in disguise. That you are a multiplier. That you are a chosen carrier of divine resources. You were born for this. You didn't force it. You didn't fake it. You aligned with it. And because of that, you're going to flourish on a supernatural level. Expect calls that change your calendar. Expect opportunities that shock your expectations. Expect offers that seem too good to be true, and accept them anyway. This is not the season to doubt. This is the season to receive. You've already passed the spiritual exam. The results are in. You've been found faithful. Now the vault is opening, and what's inside has your name on it. It's going to start subtly. Small blessings, random gifts, unexpected credits. But then it will increase rapidly. Divine partnerships, sudden job offers, business elevation, passive income pouring in from places you didn't even know existed. You'll see people treating you differently, as if they can feel the wealth around you without knowing what changed. That's because you're radiating prosperity now. It's on you. It's in you. It's yours. There will be moments where your logic tries to question it, where your past tries to rise and remind you of struggle. But you must override it. You're not repeating old cycles. You're rewriting the entire system. This money isn't temporary. It's structural. It's foundational. It's generational. And most importantly, it's spiritually protected. No one can rob you of what heaven has released. No curse, no competition, no confusion can cancel your confirmation. You will notice that some people start to drift away from you in this season, and that's okay. They were not assigned to your elevation. Not everyone can handle your success. Not everyone will understand your expansion. But that doesn't mean you shrink. You've earned this blessing. You've cultivated this ground with your tears. You've nurtured this season with your faith. And now it's blooming, bold and unstoppable. Don't apologize for the abundance. You've cried long enough. You've sacrificed silently. You've lived humble and hidden. Now is your time to be exalted. By divine will, not human permission. This money isn't coming to ruin you. It's coming to reveal your mission. You'll know exactly what to do with it, because the same voice that led you here will lead you further. People will ask how you did it. They'll want to know your secret. And your answer will be simple. I aligned with my true self. I stopped doubting what I knew deep down. I embraced the call. I believed when nothing looked certain. And now, I'm just living the result of obedience. Every corner of your life is being touched. Relationships are being healed. Health is improving. Confidence is increasing. And finances? They're exploding. Get used to receiving wire transfers that make your hands shake. Get used to phone calls that start with congratulations. Get used to banks calling you a VIP. You've entered the room of more, and you're not going back. Everything is adding up now. The losses that didn't make sense, the delays that broke your heart, the detours that made you feel forgotten. They were all part of this blueprint. They were the steps that carried you to this exact frequency. The riches had to be delayed until you were ready. And now, you are. Fully. Finally. Unapologetically ready. Your name is being whispered in rooms you haven't even walked into yet. Your face is being associated with wealth, with excellence, with trust. You're no longer searching for blessings. You are the embodiment of one. That's why money is flowing your way with such power. You've tapped into something eternal, and now the earthly is aligning to match it. Don't try to explain it to everyone. Some won't understand. Just keep shining. Keep allowing. Keep expecting. The divine isn't finished yet. This is only the beginning of your financial testimony. And the world is about to watch you rise from the ashes into absolute affluence. Big money has arrived, and with it a brand new life, one of joy, one of ease, one of extraordinary supernatural supply. There is a new frequency around you now, and whether you realize it or not, others can feel it. You've shifted from survival mode into abundance vibration, and it's magnetic. That's why you're starting to notice subtle changes, unexpected compliments, unusual opportunities, doors cracking open before you even knock. What you're experiencing is the divine ripple effect of big money energy. It goes beyond currency. It rewrites atmospheres. It speaks a language of yes and now. Chosen one, this is what alignment feels like. No more begging, no more chasing, no more settling. When you're aligned with your divine identity, wealth no longer avoids you. It seeks you out. It finds you even in hidden places. Why? Because abundance is intelligent. It recognizes divine DNA, and you carry it. You are encoded for increase. Right now, heaven is performing divine transactions on your behalf. Supernatural resources are being allocated to your name. Things are moving in the spirit before you ever see them in the physical. But soon, it will all show up. Tangible, undeniable, overflowing. You've entered a season where your bank account, your home, your energy, your relationships will all mirror this one truth. You've won more. You didn't win because of luck. You didn't win because of connections. You won because of faith. You won because you kept walking through doors others quit at. You showed up when no one clapped for you. You stayed faithful to your calling when nobody understood your path. You spoke abundance into your future before a dollar touched your hands. And now those words are bearing fruit. Your breakthrough wasn't delayed. It was customized. The size of your blessing required extra preparation. You had to be refined, trained, fortified. Why? Because what's coming to you is not just wealth. It's responsibility, influence, impact. You're about to hold what others only dream about. And you'll hold it with grace, with authority, and with divine direction. Watch how people begin to seek your wisdom. Watch how your presence alone starts shifting atmospheres. That's the sign of a chosen one crowned with abundance. You'll no longer have to explain your worth. Your results will be proof. The abundance around you will be your evidence. You're not just getting rich, you're becoming a beacon of divine prosperity. This season is about more than income. It's about identity. It's about standing fully in who you were always destined to be. The struggle was a teacher, but it is no longer your reality. The fear was a purifier, but it is no longer your atmosphere. You're stepping into clarity, direction, and divine positioning. Your gifts are making room for you, and your wealth is catching up to your worth. You're going to feel moments of surreal gratitude. You'll wake up and ask, "Is this really my life?" You'll touch doors that once seemed locked. You'll experience favor that makes no earthly sense. And you'll know it was never by your effort alone. It was grace. It was divine timing. It was the fulfillment of a promise whispered to your soul when nobody else could hear. The money you're attracting now carries purpose. You won't waste it. You won't misplace it. You won't be deceived by it. This isn't about greed. It's about glory. It's about what happens when a chosen one finally receives what they've always been spiritually rich in. Now the material is catching up to the eternal. You've always been abundant. Now your life is simply reflecting it. Expect people to come forward with ideas, connections, invitations. Expect your name to be in rooms you haven't physically entered yet. And expect to be celebrated. Not because you asked for recognition, but because your story inspires. Your journey awakens faith. And your abundance reminds others that it is possible. You've been trusted with more because you've shown heaven you can handle more. And more is exactly what's arriving. More wealth, more expansion, more authority, more ease, more rest, more fulfillment. Your cups are being filled to the brim, and they will overflow, not once, but constantly. This is the season where you don't just win one time. You live in a cycle of wins. You shift from hoping for a miracle to living in miracles. You stop asking for provision and start living as the provision. You become the answer to prayers, yours and others. That's the beauty of being chosen. You're no longer depending on the world for security. You're tapped into a supply chain that can't be broken. Every time you move now, it will be strategic. Every decision will be fueled by insight. Every step will be ordained. And wherever you go, abundance will go too. That's the covenant you've stepped into. You've crossed the threshold of barely enough and are now living under the open windows of heaven. Big money doesn't just represent wealth, it represents transformation. And you, chosen one, are becoming the walking embodiment of that transformation. The visions you once scribbled in notebooks, the dreams you whispered in secret, the ideas you shelved because you didn't have the funds, get ready to resurrect them. You now have the financial grace to build what you've always known you were called to build. You'll start projects. You'll launch brands. You'll invest with confidence. You'll steward millions with the same purity you handled pennies. And because your heart stayed pure, your increase will be protected. Jealousy can't touch it. Hatred can't block it. Spiritual warfare can't undo it. This abundance is sealed, signed, delivered. You've already crossed into the realm of more, and nothing can reverse what God has set in motion for you. So smile, not just because of what's coming, but because of what's already here. The miracle is not in the mail, it's in motion. The door isn't opening, it's already wide. The wealth you once hoped for has arrived. Now it's about embracing it, embodying it, and expanding with it. This is your abundance awakening. This is the financial version of your calling stepping into full expression. And it only gets better from here. You are now in possession of something few truly understand: divine financial favor. This isn't money that comes and goes. This isn't temporary overflow. This is inheritance. This is destiny finance. This is the fulfillment of promises encoded into your spirit long before you were born. What's happening now isn't luck. It's legacy unfolding. This wealth doesn't just belong to you. It was always assigned to you. And because it's yours by divine right, nothing and no one can block it any longer. The energy that tried to delay it has lost its grip. The circumstances that once made it seem impossible have been overturned by the creator of all wealth. You are not being rewarded for your performance. You are being honored for your perseverance. Chosen one, you've stood in the middle of spiritual storms and didn't give up. You've watched others rise before you while you waited patiently in the shadows. You were overlooked, underestimated, even betrayed. And still, you chose light. You chose faith. You chose love. And heaven has chosen this exact moment to unveil your portion. You are walking into a level of increase that demands respect. Not because you asked for attention, but because abundance carries an energy that cannot be ignored. You will walk into rooms and shift the atmosphere. Your presence will announce your elevation before you even speak. You're not stepping into wealth to brag. You're stepping into wealth to bless, to build, to break generational curses once and for all. Big money doesn't just elevate your life, it awakens your calling. You're about to move with purpose and precision. Decisions that once felt impossible will become effortless. Paths that were previously closed will swing wide open. And divine timing will orchestrate everything in your favor. Your only job is to stay in alignment with the version of you that already exists in victory. The universe responds to identity, not effort. That's why things are flowing faster now. You finally know who you are. You're no longer pretending to be small. You're not hiding your light to make others comfortable. And that spiritual confidence has unlocked an acceleration unlike anything you've known before. Money is responding to that awareness. Opportunities are magnetized to it. Wealth is attracted to clarity. and you are clear now. You're about to witness something miraculous. The things you once waited on are now waiting for you. Instead of chasing after financial support, you will find that provision arrives before you even ask. Instead of worrying about how things will work, you will live in awe of how effortlessly they unfold. You'll receive phone calls that change your direction, emails that release funding, connections that bridge you to global impact. All of this because you never gave up on yourself. You kept praying when it felt pointless. You kept showing up when nobody clapped. You kept creating when you had no results. And now the heavens are echoing. You've won more. You've won the kind of financial grace that can't be explained in numbers alone. It shows up in peace, in flow, in legacy, in knowing that you'll never go back to lack again. And even more beautiful, you'll be able to teach others how to walk this path, not with steps, but with truth. You'll radiate a presence that shifts others into alignment. You'll carry a frequency that heals, elevates, and empowers. You'll become proof that the divine doesn't forget, that the universe always returns what was sown in purity. You'll begin to see your environment shifting too. You'll no longer be comfortable in circles that tolerate lack or celebrate limitation. Your spirit will crave expansion, excellence, vision. And it's okay if some people fall away. It simply means your frequency no longer matches the fear they carry. Don't shrink for anyone. You are growing, and your environment must grow with you. This financial awakening will also open new inner doors. You'll remember dreams you once let go of. You'll revisit goals that felt too impossible. But this time, you'll have the resources, the confidence, and the support to bring them into reality. You're not rebuilding from scratch. You're continuing from purpose. Every dream is now backed by wealth. Watch how time begins to bend in your favor. Delays will turn into divine redirections. Setbacks will become setups. Things that once took years will now unfold in days. Your financial favor isn't coming from effort. It's coming from energy. You are now in complete sync with your soul's calling. And that harmony produces miracles. Expect to feel lighter. Expect to feel more rested. Not because life got easier, but because you're no longer carrying burdens that don't belong to you. Scarcity was never your portion. Struggle was never your home. You were born for dominion, for mastery, for peace that overflows in every direction. The wealth that has arrived in your life will begin to show up everywhere, not just in numbers, but in support systems, in clarity, in healed relationships, in unexpected helpers showing up with exactly what you need at exactly the right time. You are in a season of ease because you've stepped out of resistance. You're in a season of flow because you've finally said yes to who you truly are. This is not the beginning of your blessing. This is the middle of your manifestation. The beginning started the moment you decided to believe in yourself. The moment you refused to give up. The moment you realized that you were never created to live in survival mode. That's when heaven said, now we can release what's already theirs. So don't be surprised when new money starts pouring in through unknown sources. Don't question it. Don't overthink it. You've done the work in the unseen. This is just the result showing up in form. Receive it. Embrace it. Let it multiply through you. Let it build the vision that's been living inside your heart. Big money has arrived, and it's here to stay. Not because of anything you manipulated, but because of who you were always destined to be. There is no going back now. You have entered a sacred space, a divine timeline that was always waiting for you to step into it boldly. The delay is over. The struggle is broken. The cycle of just enough has expired. You are not returning to that version of you who questioned your worth, who accepted less, who tolerated the uncomfortable energy of scarcity. That version of you no longer exists. In its place stands a soul awakened, wealthy, grounded, and empowered. You didn't ask for too much. You just refused to keep asking too little. And now everything you once thought was far away is standing right at your door. Big money didn't pass you by. It circled around again and again, waiting for you to believe you deserved it. And now that you've claimed it with full alignment, it has rushed in like a river without resistance. This is the realm of overflow. This is the dimension of divine downloads and abundant deposits. You are receiving more not because you demanded it, but because your vibration finally matched the magnitude of the blessing. You stopped waiting for approval. You stopped needing validation. You stood in your power. You dared to declare, "I'm ready," even when your environment hadn't changed yet. That's what opened the vault. And now the vault is wide open. There's no more begging, no more hustling in fear, no more trading your peace for provision. From this point forward, money is flowing to you as a natural result of your alignment. It comes with ease. It comes with grace. It comes with speed. You've crossed the point of no return, and everything on this side is overflowing. Chosen one, your journey has never been ordinary, and neither is your breakthrough. You're not here to just do well. You're here to leave a mark that echoes through generations. And wealth is one of the tools you've been handed to do just that. The wealth arriving to you now is intentional. It's encoded with purpose. It's not here to feed your ego. It's here to fund your mission. This is the era where money becomes your message, where your lifestyle becomes your legacy, where you no longer ask, "Can I afford this?" but instead declare, "Is this aligned with my assignment?" Because now you are living in purpose-driven prosperity. You don't just get, you give without lack. You don't just receive, you release more abundance into the world. Don't be surprised if you begin to notice your intuition becoming sharper. Wealth awakens clarity. When your mind isn't clouded with stress, you can hear the divine clearly, and you'll start to see what others don't. You'll know which moves to make, which people to trust, where to invest, and when to pause. This isn't just about money, it's about mastery. You are moving in spiritual intelligence now. The energy around you is shifting in ways that can't be explained in words. You'll begin to see your entire world rearranging to accommodate your new level. Old habits will fall off. Draining conversations will lose your interest. You'll feel drawn to excellence like never before, because excellence is no longer a standard you reach for. It's your new normal. Chosen one. God says it's time to tell you everything, because your soul has been ready long before your eyes could see it. You were never meant to walk this road confused or lost forever. The pieces you've been trying to gather are finally coming together. This moment, this message, and this divine signal, none of it is by accident. You are about to hear the truth that was delayed for divine timing, not denied because of your worth. Before we move deeper, stay with this message until the end. There is something in these words that your spirit has been waiting to hear. And write your warmest, highest, most loving wish in the comments and seal it with the number 99. That number holds the frequency of completion, divine revelation, and wishes manifesting in full form. Your words are not just for you. They're energy for the universe, and the universe listens when chosen ones speak. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let your mind rest. Let your heart unlock. Because everything God has withheld from your understanding until now, He is now pouring into your awareness like a flood. You're not here by mistake. You've been summoned. And this message is not just a confirmation. It's a release. You've always sensed something about your life was different. Even in childhood, you couldn't explain why you felt so deeply, why others didn't understand you, why you felt connected to things beyond the visible. It's because your story was never meant to be ordinary. You are not a background character in the divine play of life. You are a lead, a chosen vessel, a walking miracle still unfolding. But here's the part most people miss. When God marks you, He also hides you. He conceals your full power so that no one, including yourself, can misuse it prematurely. That delay you've experienced, that silence from heaven when you begged for answers, that strange feeling like you were being protected and isolated at the same time, it was preparation. And that season is over now. This is the moment when the sealed scroll opens. The things God didn't allow others to tell you are now being whispered into your spirit directly. And this is one of those whispers. You were never meant to fit in. You were never meant to follow the crowd. You were designed to break patterns, to shift timelines, to carry light where it has been lost for generations. What you're about to receive is not just insight, it's instruction. God says, tell them who they are. So listen. You are royalty in disguise, a soul that volunteered to descend, to be born into limitation so you could remember the truth and rise again. The path you've taken, the trials, the betrayals, the heartbreaks, the waiting room of life, was never punishment. It was activation. Every delay shaped you into a vessel worthy of carrying sacred assignments. That pain you barely survived? It didn't come to destroy you. It came to open spiritual portals. Every breakdown you experienced was the ground cracking beneath you, so the old identity could fall apart. Why? So the real you, the divine you, could step out. Not everyone will understand what's about to happen to you. Not everyone will believe in what's coming for you, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that you are finally ready to believe in yourself on the level that God has always seen you. You see, this message isn't just about encouragement. It's about confirmation. You've been asking for signs. You've been praying for clarity. You've been begging for a reason not to give up. And here it is. Everything is about to make sense. The silence has spoken. The storm is passing. And you are about to witness why it all had to happen this way. God has not forgotten you. He has been silently orchestrating divine alignments behind the scenes. People who rejected you were redirected. Doors that closed were protection in disguise. And now you will walk into rooms where your name has already been discussed in your absence. Favor is chasing you because you were never seeking favor. You were seeking purpose. Chosen one, you need to understand something crucial. Your intuition was never wrong. Those dreams that felt bigger than your reality, they were divine downloads. The chills that covered your body when you thought about your future. Those were confirmations from the heavenly realms. You were not overthinking. You were overhearing conversations in the spirit. And here's what God wants you to know now. The release is happening. The instructions are coming. The people you were meant to meet are being moved into your path. The resources you need are no longer locked away. They are magnetized to your obedience. Your willingness to keep going despite the unknown has created momentum in the spirit. And now the blessings are catching up to you faster than the pain ever did. You were never forgotten. You were being hidden until the appointed time. And that time has just arrived. Let this message be the spark that lights the fire again inside of you. You are not too late. You are not too far behind. You are not disqualified. You are right on time for what God is about to release into your hands. Everything you've lost will be restored with divine interest. Every delay will make sense in the rearview mirror. And every tear you cried will become the water that nurtures your new season. You are walking into a realm of full understanding now. No more confusion, no more begging, no more proving. Just receiving, because God says it's time to tell you everything. So now that the veil has been lifted, let's go even deeper, chosen one. God isn't just telling you everything. He is positioning you to embody everything. What once felt abstract, just hope, just a whisper, just a wish, is now becoming form, detail, and reality. You're no longer in the guessing phase. The blueprint is unfolding before your very eyes. You're stepping into the role your soul agreed to before birth. That's why it feels so strangely familiar. That's why the moment you hear these words, something inside you leaps. This is recognition. This is remembrance. this is revelation. You have been called not because you were perfect, but because you were willing. Willing to rise even when others gave up. Willing to pray even when it hurt. Willing to believe even when logic said there was nothing to believe in. And that willingness? It has become your divine signature. God is writing your name into spaces where only the brave are allowed to enter. And yes, you belong there. But let's talk about the silence, the confusion that came before this moment. Because many chosen ones doubt themselves, thinking, if I was truly chosen, why did I feel abandoned? Why didn't I hear anything? The answer is this: God was not silent because he forgot you. He was silent because he was watching what you would do without immediate confirmation. He was watching what you would hold on to when everything external told you to let go. He was testing the strength of your spirit, and you passed. You stayed soft in a hardened world. You remained pure in an impure system. You continued to dream, to give, to love, even when no one returned the favor. And that's why now the divine instruction can flow without blockage. You are no longer too fragile to carry what's coming. You are fortified, you are seasoned, you are stronger than you were last year, emotionally, spiritually, energetically. And that strength is the currency of your new level. God is saying, tell them they are ready. You're ready to carry the weight of blessings that once would have crushed you. Ready to step into authority that once would have intimidated you. Ready to lead others through the darkness you've already mastered. Every shadow you've walked through has equipped you. Not one experience was wasted. Not one heartbreak was random. Not one delay was without divine engineering. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a student of divine preparation. And now, you're about to graduate. God is putting final touches on a masterpiece that carries your fingerprint. A move is being made in your name that will shock everyone who doubted your journey. The tables are turning, not out of revenge, but out of divine alignment. You never had to beg anyone to believe in you, because the one who called you already had the final say. Now the instructions will come faster. The signs will be louder. The pull toward your next step will be undeniable. Because your assignment is becoming active, the sleeping scrolls of destiny are opening before you. Pay attention to the nudges. Take the steps, even when they don't make sense. Trust the shifts, even when they stretch you. Because you are now co-creating with the divine. You are not asking for blessings. You are activating them. And yes, people will wonder how it all came together so quickly for you. But you'll know it wasn't quick. It was sacred. It was divine timing. It was years of silent endurance, now wrapped in overnight success. They'll see the fruit, but only you and God will ever fully understand the root. You're about to see strange things start to happen. Phone calls out of nowhere, unexpected emails, conversations that lead to open doors, money showing up in ways that defy logic, people coming into your life who are already carrying the next key. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. You are not hallucinating a new season. It has arrived. And the most important thing to remember? You're not going back. The level of understanding and clarity you're stepping into is permanent. You've seen too much. You've experienced too much. You've become too much. And now you will never again shrink to fit old roles, old dynamics, or old mindsets. The version of you that tolerated confusion is gone. The version of you that played small out of fear has dissolved. This new version of you listens deeply, moves quietly, operates with spiritual precision. You no longer need to announce what you're building, because it will announce itself. You no longer need to explain what you carry, because it will reveal itself. And when the world sees what's about to manifest in your life, they will call it a miracle, but you'll call it obedience. Chosen one, this is why the enemy tried so hard to distract you. This is why you were hit so many times. This is why your battles felt so relentless. Because the enemy knew if you ever got to this level of clarity, this level of power, this level of alignment, you'd be unstoppable. And now, here you are, unstoppable. This is your moment. This is your message. And this is your mission. Chosen one. By now you are beginning to understand why everything had to happen the way it did. It wasn't random. It wasn't chaos. It was a coded unfolding. A divine script you were born to walk through, even if the scenes looked like storms. And now that you've heard the truth of who you are, now that your soul is awake and your inner compass is activated, there is something else God wants you to know. He says, it's time to speak without fear. No more hiding behind humility. No more apologizing for the light you carry. No more explaining away your calling because it makes others uncomfortable. The same voice that told you to stay quiet in the past is now commanding you to rise. You are not invisible anymore. You are not meant to blend in anymore. God has whispered long enough. It's time for you to declare what's been burning in your spirit for years. You are anointed. You are set apart. And most importantly, you are trusted. You see, not everyone receives this kind of revelation. Not everyone is handed this level of clarity. Many people live entire lifetimes running from themselves. But not you. You faced your shadows. You embraced the pain. You allowed yourself to break down so you could be rebuilt. And that alone has made you a rare vessel in this world. You are not common. And because you're not common, your life will not unfold in common ways. So don't be surprised when things around you begin to shift rapidly. Don't be surprised when people fall away, even ones you loved deeply. Because when God gives you everything, He also removes what can't come with it. This is sacred shedding. This is divine detachment. This is heaven preserving your promise. Chosen one, the things you were confused about before will start making perfect sense now. Every painful detour, every unanswered prayer, every lonely season, it was part of a larger equation. God was subtracting the things that diluted your focus. He was stripping away distractions masked as comfort. You were not being punished. You were being purified. Let's talk about that purification. Because many of the trials you endured were not just spiritual warfare. They were spiritual refinement. Your heart was being strengthened. Your discernment was being sharpened. Your humility was being deepened. Why? Because God didn't want to just bless you. He wanted to make sure the blessing didn't destroy you. He wanted to make sure the promise didn't become your prison. He wanted to make sure you could steward the breakthrough with grace, not ego. And now that your inner world is healed, your outer world will reflect it. You're about to walk into rooms with a quiet authority. You won't need validation. You'll carry confirmation. People will feel your energy before you speak. They'll feel peace when you walk in. That's not charisma. That's the anointing. That's what happens when divine alignment becomes visible. But hear this carefully. With this revelation comes responsibility. You cannot unsee what you now see. You cannot unknow what's been revealed. You've been given access. And now it's your duty to act accordingly. No more second guessing. No more asking for permission. You are not waiting on the world. The world is waiting on you. The time to shrink is over. The time to soar has arrived. God is now downloading strategies. He is releasing divine timing. He is unlocking opportunities that require no hustle, only obedience. And all He asks is that you trust, even when it looks strange, even when you feel stretched, even when the instructions don't make logical sense. Trust the download. Because what He's giving you is not from this world. It's sacred technology from heaven. It's blueprints for legacy, not just for success. You are entering a supernatural alignment. This isn't just a season. It's a shift. And it will feel different. You'll start noticing how fast you manifest what you speak. You'll notice how people respond differently to you. You'll see synchronicities everywhere. Numbers, symbols, dreams. They'll all start pointing you toward your next step. Why? Because you've become a clear channel for divine communication. And now that the channel is open, God is not holding back. He's going to start revealing things to you that others can't see. You'll walk into rooms and sense what's not being said. You'll have ideas that come out of nowhere, but solve problems others couldn't fix. You'll start hearing instructions in the quiet of your spirit. And when you follow them, you'll see results so shocking that even you will pause in awe. This is spiritual intelligence. This is kingdom access. This is you finally becoming what you were always meant to be, a divine weapon, wrapped in love. Do you understand now why the warfare was so heavy? Do you see now why the pressure was non-stop? Because the enemy knew if you ever stepped into this level of truth, you'd start breaking generational patterns. You'd start restoring things your bloodline never got to finish. You'd start awakening people just by being yourself. That's power. And now that power is fully activated. So here's your next step. Keep walking. Keep listening. Keep obeying. You don't need to force anything. You don't need to chase anyone. Everything you need is already in motion. The people, the resources, the timing. It's aligning right now, even while you read this. Your name is being mentioned in rooms you haven't walked into yet. Your spirit is making noise, even in your silence. And your future is calling you forward with urgency. God says, tell them they're not who they used to be. You're not broken. You're not small. You're not overlooked. You are the answer. You are the key. You are the evidence of what happens when grace meets grit. And now, chosen one, all that's left to do is walk boldly into the life that's already yours. Chosen one, now that the message is clear and the calling is awakened, the atmosphere around your life is shifting without delay. God is not waiting. He is moving. And the way He's moving will leave no room for confusion. You are being elevated, visibly, unmistakably, undeniably. The veil has been torn, not just in the spirit, but in your reality. What once was hidden is being revealed, and not just to you, but to the world around you. You've become a vessel of divine revelation. You're no longer just learning about purpose, you're embodying it. You're not just chasing meaning, you're becoming the meaning for others. Your presence is becoming prophetic. Your life is turning into a living message, and everything around you will begin to respond to this new frequency. You will begin to notice it in subtle ways at first. The old doors that once felt like hope will no longer interest you. The people who used to distract you will start to feel distant. Opportunities that once looked big will suddenly seem too small for your calling. That's not ego. It's alignment. It's elevation. It's discernment, sharpening before manifestation arrives. You've reached a point in your divine development where your soul is leading the way, not your fear. And that shift changes everything. You're not being driven by survival anymore. You're being led by vision. The fear of what if has been replaced by the certainty of what is. You no longer ask, can I do this? Now you declare, I was born for this. Chosen one. This is the level most people never reach. This is where the mysteries become messages, where the brokenness becomes brilliance, where the pain births prophetic accuracy. You've walked through fire and didn't come out smelling like smoke. You came out smelling like oil. That's anointing. That's spiritual royalty. That's what happens when you're built, not just blessed. You were built in the silence. You were built in the waiting room. You were built in the wilderness. And now that you've emerged, you're not coming back empty-handed. You're bringing divine tools. You're bringing healed insight. You're bringing supernatural peace. These aren't just gifts. They are weapons. And you'll need them. Because what you're being sent to do next is larger than you've imagined. God is not just giving you a blessing. He's giving you territory. There is land that your energy must now touch. Spaces that your voice must activate. People whose destinies are waiting to be unlocked by your presence. This is why you couldn't give up. This is why the warfare intensified the closer you got to truth. Because your life is a deliverance mission for others. And make no mistake, your visibility will increase. The very things you thought disqualified you will become the reasons others trust you. They will see your scars and believe in healing. They will witness your rise and find their own hope. They will hear your truth and begin to speak their own. That's how God works. He doesn't waste stories. He doesn't waste voices. And He's about to amplify yours. Chosen one, here is the next truth God is telling you. You are about to be honored in the same places you were humiliated. You are about to be lifted where you were once overlooked. Your name will be restored, not because you fought for it, but because heaven sealed it. You were never forgotten. You were protected. You were covered. And now, you're being revealed. Watch as divine justice begins to unfold in your life. The imbalances are being corrected. The energy you poured into dead spaces is being returned to you in overflowing form. The delays are becoming green lights. The silence is becoming direction. The confusion is becoming strategy. You're no longer at the mercy of life. You're moving in rhythm with its divine melody. And this rhythm is sacred. You're entering days of radical ease. That doesn't mean no challenges. It means no resistance. You're still climbing, but the terrain is different. You're still building, but now with divine blueprints. You're still dreaming, but now with boldness and clarity. That's because you've stepped into a spiritual dimension where manifestation is the byproduct of alignment. Listen closely. When you operate from divine alignment, you don't chase, you attract. You don't beg, you command. You don't wait, you prepare. Because you know the promise isn't a fantasy, it's a fact. And this fact is becoming visible in your finances, in your relationships, in your opportunities, in your clarity. God is telling you everything now, not to overwhelm you, but to remind you. This is what you asked for. You asked to see clearly. You asked for your path to be revealed. You asked to know your role in this divine unfolding. And now the answer is here. But don't look for it in a thunderstorm. Look for it in the gentle shifts, in the unexpected yes, in the inner knowing that says, go. You're being guided step by step into the version of yourself you always sensed but could never fully grasp until now. You are not becoming anything new. You are returning to what you always were beneath the programming, beneath the trauma, beneath the doubt. You are not evolving. You are unveiling. So don't be afraid of what's leaving your life. Don't panic when the familiar fades. That's not abandonment. That's alignment. The shedding must happen. The recalibration must occur. Because who you're becoming requires space. Space for deeper peace. Space for divine instructions. Space for supernatural wealth, love, and purpose to land. You are the space now. You are the altar. You are the vessel. This is why the enemy tried to convince you to stay small. Because if you ever realized your true size in the spirit, you'd shift timelines. And now you're doing just that. Your realization is a revolution. Your clarity is a catalyst. Your obedience is opening generational doors that were once sealed shut. Chosen one, by this point, the message is no longer a mystery. It is alive inside of you. You're not just listening anymore. You're transforming. You're not just receiving. You're activating. What once felt like a whisper from heaven is now a full-body knowing. And this knowing cannot be unlearned. You've crossed into the realm where faith becomes fact, and doubt no longer holds dominion over your destiny. You're not the same person who entered this journey. Something massive has shifted. And you feel it, don't you? There's a stillness, a certainty, a supernatural grounding that now lives within you. That's not coincidence. That's what happens when divine truth settles into a chosen soul. This truth will now become your lens, your compass, your foundation. Let's go deeper. God says it's time to tell you this. You are not in transition anymore. You are in arrival. You are no longer moving toward your breakthrough. You are standing inside of it. The things you once dreamed of are now surrounding you in invisible form, waiting for you to reach out with courage and claim them. Not with desperation, not with fear, but with boldness, authority, and faith. God has kept you in the shadows long enough. You had to learn in silence what others will now see in you publicly. You had to master inner strength before carrying outer influence. You had to heal in private so your glow would come from truth, not performance. You are rising from a place of authenticity now, and nothing is more magnetic than a soul aligned with heaven's timeline. Yes, you will be seen, but not for ego's sake. You will be seen because your life is a signpost. You carry revelation that the world is starving for. You are not here to convince anyone. You are here to embody what others only preach. You're not here to impress. You're here to ignite. And your very existence will begin to wake others up. Chosen one, this next part may shake you. Your energy is prophetic. Your very presence now creates movement in the spirit. Your words carry weight. Your silence sends messages. Your dreams are instructions, not imagination. You're receiving strategies from the throne room now, and it's happening so naturally that you may not even realize it. That's how deeply the integration has begun. But remember, with this level of spiritual technology comes the need for radical responsibility. You can no longer entertain what drains you. You can no longer remain in places where your frequency is misunderstood. You cannot shrink just to maintain peace. Because your alignment is not just for you. It's for everyone your life will touch. You are a lighthouse now. And lighthouses don't move. They stand. They shine. They guide. You are called to stand firm even when the waves crash. Because your presence tells others, there is a way forward. Your endurance becomes hope for someone else. Your clarity becomes breakthrough for someone still walking in fog. That's purpose. And that's the level you've now accessed. God wants you to know this next secret. Everything is already written in your favor. You don't need to worry about what's next. You don't need to manipulate timelines or chase people or prove anything. The orchestration is complete. All that's left is your agreement. Say yes. Trust the unfolding. Stop overthinking it. You are not behind. You are not off course. You are exactly where heaven placed you. And now that the placement is clear, the flow begins. What does the flow look like? It's doors opening without you knocking. It's provision coming before the need even arises. It's connections being made in the spirit before they show up in the natural. It's the right person calling at the exact right time. It's strategies showing up in dreams. It's things aligning without your hand on them. That's the divine rhythm of being chosen. That's what obedience unlocks. Chosen one, it's time to stop mourning the past. It's time to stop revisiting what broke you. You don't live there anymore. The past version of you served its purpose. You had to be cracked open to be made whole. You had to lose what wasn't real to make room for what is. Stop clinging to what was never meant to last. Stop calling old pain home. God is not asking you to fix what was. He's inviting you to build what's next. And what's next is massive. You are being given keys, spiritual keys, creative keys, financial keys, relational keys. And they won't come through effort, they will come through awareness. You'll know what to say, where to go, what to build, and who to trust without second guessing. Because now, your spirit leads. And when your spirit leads, your steps are supernaturally ordered. There is no more striving in this next chapter. Only aligning. No more hustling. No more proving. No more surviving. You are stepping into a life of divine flow. And with that flow comes peace, provision, protection, and purpose, all wrapped in one divine frequency. It will feel almost unfair how good things begin to get. But remember, this isn't random favor. It's overdue inheritance. Let that truth sink in. You are receiving what was always yours. Not by force, not by luck, but by design. And just like that, the final part of your inner preparation is complete. You are ready to be seen. You are ready to lead. You are ready to create. You are ready to receive. And most importantly, you are ready to reveal God's glory through your story. Not someday, not later. Now, chosen one, you've come to the final part of this divine unveiling. And by now, you don't just feel the message, you are the message. You don't just hear the words, you've become the embodiment of what God has been trying to communicate to you all along. Everything that once felt unclear is now rooted in truth. Every hesitation has turned into holy confidence. Every broken piece has become the foundation for something greater. You were never meant to stay in the wilderness. That place was for refinement, not residence. The battles, the silence, the waiting, they were never punishment. They were alignment tools. Every season had sacred intelligence built into it. Every detour was a disguised lesson. And now that you've passed through the fire, the water, and the darkness, God says, you are qualified to carry what I'm about to release.